Welcome back to Ladies of the Night. It's our second week now. So we are going to start with kind of the pop culture digest of the week. Treva, I'm going to call out on a lie from last week. She is actually watching something weekly that we didn't get to talk about. It came back to her later.
It's true. It's true. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot because it's literally like a daily thing. I am watching Love Island currently, and that is every day except Wednesdays, and then they do like a recap on Sundays.
Wait,
So
so it airs every single day, like a soap
every single
opera?
day. Yes, every single day.
Oh, wow. I know
Yes.
nothing about it because I don't watch reality TV at all, except The Bachelor and Bachelorette, and that's only because I have friends who watch. Otherwise, I wouldn't pay it any mind. So this is like an everyday thing. For
Yes.
how
Like,
long?
um, I don't know how long it typically goes. It's my second season of Love Island USA. I started last year and then this year is my second year. So I'm not exactly sure how long it goes, but yes, I am currently watching Love Island.
It's so funny that it slipped your mind because you are doing it every single day.
I guess I just don't register. It's just like such like a part of my routine that I like it's just what I do. So I just go about doing whatever and
Uh-huh.
it just slipped my mind.
Oh my gosh. I'm enlightened that it's daily. I had no idea.
Yes, except Wednesdays. Wednesday's like an off day, and then Sunday's like a recap day of like what happened, or like they talk to Islanders that have been like voted off.
Oh my gosh. No, it's just the wording is funny. I voted off the
Get out,
island. Like,
get
yeah.
out. I mean,
I
they're in
don't
Fiji, so I mean,
Oh, okay, yeah. So literally an island.
yes, get out.
In a quick summary, what even happens on Love Island? Nobody judge, but I just know the name, like, to be completely
So
honest.
these people say that they're going on the show to find love.
Mhm.
And so you start out with like four girls, four guys. You try to make a connection with them, see who like seems, I guess, like they're worth your time. And then you have other people that come into the house. They're called bombshells.
Oh,
And
see,
it
I
could be
do I do know that from
yeah.
TikTok.
So you do have a lot of times it can be like randomized. So I think it was we had one guy bombshell come in like last week, and then a couple days ago we just had three more bombshells come in. We had two girls and a guy, and then that brings in the drama as well. Like you're trying to see if the connection you originally had still is going, or if you want to explore the connection with the other bombshells. And then yeah,
I'm not
so
laughing at you. It's just the
it's
bombshells.
it's mostly just drama.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That's funny.
Someone gets upset, someone's talking to someone else, they're not talking to them, there's lots of crying.
Oh man. What an entertainment. I don't
It
know
it
why I'm
it
not into
is.
reality. Yeah, because it sounds fun. I just anytime I mean, even The Bachelor feels like a chore to me, and I just don't have the brain bandwidth to listen to the drama, but then it's fun to talk about later, so I don't know, maybe I'll try one day.
You should definitely try it. I can't give you, like, a specific day to try, um, but if you do watch it, feel free to text me, and I can attempt to answer your question.
That's true. But, I mean, even things we don't mutually watch, I think we still tell the other about sometimes.
It's true, that is true.
Like, you heard my play-by-play of Criminal Minds this week, and you do not
It
watch
is
that.
true. How did you enjoy that episode?
Well, so I got up at 5:30, to watch before work because I was worried about spoilers. I think it drops at 2 AM our time, because it airs on Paramount Plus, so I got up, and probably about 30 minutes in the episode, I was sitting here thinking, "Why did I get up?" Because Connor's story has not appeared. And then pretty much the whole section he's in was the clip they released the day before, with the exception of the very end. But I'm a little disappointed he's not the serial killer because I thought maybe that's what they were building up to, but it makes sense because there's a copycat killer this season apparently, or at least that's what it looks like, and it's probably gonna be a bigger overall plot than just a guest star, so it makes sense that he's not, but he's still a narcissistic stalker. So, I mean, it was fun. I haven't seen
Maybe
him in anything outside of Heated Rivalry yet, so
maybe
what
he
were you gonna say?
secretly is the killer.
The killer put him in a trunk. So,
Oh.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
hey, maybe he set it up. Maybe he's putting an alibi on somebody else. Like, you know how
Maybe.
sometimes those shows sometimes like mind fuck you.
Yeah,
And
they
you're like,
do.
"Oh, it's this, and this," and then it's like a 180 and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
No, for sure, and especially stuff like Criminal Minds. I really don't think there's ever been an episode that I figured it out. I mean, sometimes, like, a suspicion of something, but I don't think I've ever cracked the case as much as I would like to say, yes, I did. Because you know how I am with psychology, murder, all that. I'm very interested in it, obviously. I went to school for it. So, but yeah, so I'm curious to see where it goes. I will still be getting up at 5:30 this Thursday. Which that's fun. I haven't done that for a show in a while. Probably not since the summer I turned pretty when you and I were getting up to watch
Oh,
early before
yes.
work. So, it kind of gives me something to look forward to.
He's in 4 episodes?
Yeah,
Okay.
this was pretty cool. I don't remember if it was filmed before or after Heated Rivalry, but it was before the show had aired. So, like, this was pre them blowing up, and it was gonna be a one-episode thing, and they really liked him, so they rewrote that storyline to put him in a few more episodes. So that was
Nice.
pretty cool. And then I read something the other day where I don't remember. I think one of the showrunners after Heated Rivalry blew up, they were like, "Oh my god, that's Connor," like from them filming it last year. So I'm excited. I love crime shows, but that's the only one that I watch now. Anyway,
Well, that's good that they gave him the Steve Harrington treatment, and they put him in
yes,
some more episodes.
it really was him and Joe Curie. They go in and they charm them and they keep them.
Exactly.
So that was my probably big TV this week. Don't have anything else on right now. I have House of the Dragon coming back, and I'm planned out a Ted Lasso rewatch. So I'm looking forward to that because I've only seen it one time. So I'm going to be doing that now.
I'm obsessed with Ted Lasso. I did my rewatch, I think it was like in February, and I finished like I was watching like just at random episodes, and I think I
Hmm.
finished it in May, I think.
Okay, so not
It was
not too
still
far off from when it comes back.
nah, but it's such a great thing to like rewatch.
It is. It it's a feel good show. It and Shrinking remind me a lot of each other in that aspect. Just I don't know, like you laugh and you cry most of the time.
I'm so
So,
obsessed with Shrinking. It's so good.
mhm. Yeah, Apple does a pretty good job with their shows.
I think I told you that I was going through like a depressive week or something, and I had like waited to watch Shrinking, and like that was the only thing that like brought me joy that week. Like it actually made me physically like laugh.
Yes.
And like
Sometimes it does.
it's so good. Like you just get sucked in and like nothing like the phone, the other
Mhm.
things that distract you kind of just like fall away and you're like sucked in.
It's nice when you find things like that. Just I mean, honestly, it's like a serotonin boost. And it's like people joke about it, but genuinely, sometimes stuff does kind of pull you out of that. I've had books do it, TV, movies sometimes.
I mean, it's hard because like my ADHD, like I have like if I'm like doing something, I am like my mind is doing something else. Like
Mhm.
I can't. It's like so like going to the theater is great because I can get off my phone. Like I
Yes.
have something to entertain me for 2 hours. Versus when I'm at home and I'm watching a TV show, it's so easy to pull out my phone. So like finding things that truly distract you is so good.
Mhm. And especially when it's something that you don't want to look at your phone. Because it's easy with those things laying around you. The movies is a great place, but I've noticed my last couple of trips to the movie, that doesn't stop people from getting on their phones. That's become a really big problem. People are treating it like it's their house, and, I mean, it's
No,
not
like
cool.
theater etiquette needs to like make a comeback. No, like don't like if you're talking, keep it quiet. I don't want to hear your
Mhm.
full-blown conversation in the back. If you want
No.
to like make a comment or something, like that's like fine, but do not pull out your phone. I will glare at you in the theater if you pull out your phone. I can't.
Especially when it's full brightness. They keep doing it. They're shifting around in their seat. I'm trying to think. It was when I saw Masters of the Universe last week, and the woman next to me kept getting on her phone, full brightness. They had a lot of people in their party getting up and leaving, just were super disruptive. And I understand somebody may need to get up for something, or you open your food and it's a little louder than you thought. Like stuff like that, understand. But the phones, I do not get it. It's awful.
And
I
sometimes, like, even, like, sometimes talking gets quite annoying, like, when we saw Avengers Endgame, that drunk guy in front of us, he was so obnoxious,
Mhm.
his friends and stuff were like, "Dude, you need to, like, be quiet."
Yeah.
And then you have, like, the small conversations that are, like, fine. Again, you and I went and seen what was it? Infinity War, and
Is
that
it the
girl
phone? Yeah, Infinity
and
War.
that girl was like, why does he have such an old phone?"
With the flip phone. Maybe if you'd
Yeah.
watched the other movies, you'd know. But yeah, so like sometimes you do get funny things and then people laugh, but I don't know. I don't go to Alamo Draft House because I don't live by one, but I've heard that they have a phone policy that they'll come get
Oh,
people over it and stuff.
that's how
I
it
wish
should be,
it should be like that everywhere. I think I told you, but I can't remember. I saw Ballerina, which was the John Wick spinoff. So like
Mhm.
very odd movie for this behavior to have happened in. Someone was smoking marijuana in the theater when I saw that. I smelled it and then saw like the cloud coming up. And finally somebody did get up and go report them and they kicked them out. But just again, like you are not at your house.
Like, do
And
that in the parking lot before you come in, like,
yeah, and then I had a vape in, oh gosh, the zombie movies, Cillian Murphy's in there 28 years
oh,
later.
yeah.
It was the most recent one that came out. I don't know why the name left my mind, but it was, the Bone Temple, the newest one. Someone was smoking a vape in there, and, I mean, it's not that it stunk or anything like that, but, like, in front of me, like, just cloud coming up, I'm blown away by the stuff that people think's okay at the theater, so, I don't know. Thankfully, I didn't have any of that today when I went to the movies. It was very chill, but, yeah, it's insane.
How was your movie today? Was it good?
Um, so I saw Disclosure Day. Treva knows this and most people I'm close with. I do not like alien movies. I'm
And you
terrified of them.
and you don't like dinosaurs.
And I don't like that. What? Yeah, and that's such a funny thing to say because I do like the Jurassic Park and World movies, but I get uncomfortable when they eat people. So, yeah, and then aliens just creep me out. But I watched them. Like I watched Signs in War of the Worlds, the one with Tom Cruise. I watched those so much growing up and I was scared of them, but I kept watching. But, so I went to see Disclosure Day. I knew going in there was gonna be aliens. It was a little weird, probably the first 2 acts, and I kept thinking, like, "Is this good? Do I like this? I don't know." But then the 3rd act on, I was like, edge of the seat kinda behavior. I cried a little for the aliens. Um, that is twice this year I've cried over aliens in a
I
movie,
was gonna
which
say, is this like a Hail Mary situation?
so they're not cute like Rocky, because yeah, that's the other one I cried in, like I cried in Project Hail Mary probably 5 or 6 times over Rocky. Just oh my gosh, just protect him at all costs. But, just it was some of the things that go on with the aliens made me sad, which since it just came out yesterday, I won't spoil it, but, it was actually a pretty beautiful ending, if that makes sense. I don't know, I felt moved by it, but especially just I really felt for the aliens, which surprised me because they are the scary looking, like Roswell,
Yeah.
New Mexico looking aliens, and when you see their little fingers and there's, like, fingers on a face, and I was just like, "I can't, like, I cannot handle this." But, I thought it was good. I was debating while it was going on if it'll end up in the Oscar race at all, and I don't know, mainly because it's Steven Spielberg, so, anytime you hear those big names, like, I do, like,
Yeah.
contemplate whether or not it'll be Oscar material or not, but it was good. I didn't realize Wyatt Russell was in it, and he was hilarious. That was a pleasant surprise, but I liked it. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd, but I don't think I would watch it again.
I will not be watching it, so
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was good, but, yeah, I can not think about the aliens for a while after that. I think that's the last Alien movie this year coming out that I'm aware of.
And speaking of nominations, do we want to get into the topic of the Emmy
Mhm.
shortlist that was
Yes.
dropped?
Yeah, so Variety this week, if you keep up with award season at all, announced who all has been submitted for Emmy nominations. So the nominations come out on the 16th of July, I believe.
I think so.
So it's just who all's kind of in the race. It looked pretty interesting this year. Do you wanna note a couple of the submissions that kinda stand out?
Well, I guess I would go with like the two things that we've watched, and that's The
Mhm.
Bear, and Shrinking, which we've already mentioned Shrinking.
Mhm.
Both of them are for the comedy series, and I don't know who's gonna win it in these categories because The Bear has swept for the first 2 seasons,
Mhm.
kind of.
It they at least won in a couple of categories. I'd have to
Yeah.
pull and double check, but they did win.
I don't even know how many seasons there are anymore. It's been a hot
Th
minute. Because
4.
I wanna say because season 1, they swept,
I'm pretty sure I can pull that up
and then
and double check.
I think season 2, I think a couple of them won, but I don't think it swept like it normally did. Because I
I
think Hacks was winning.
I think you're right because Hacks has pretty much seemed to have swept lately. I mean, it gotten to the point where anytime it's nominated and we're on FaceTime, I'm like, Hacks, because it's coming up. I've heard it's a great show. I haven't personally watched it. Let me pull what The Bear has won, but so they've won 21 Emmys.
Yeah, because I wanna say 'cause I'm pretty sure they were beating Ted Lasso, because that was before I
Mm,
started Ted. And that was Ted's quote unquote last season. The Bears swept. And then I think their second
yes.
season, they won a couple, but were losing to Hacks.
Yeah, so here's what they won for season 2. They won outstanding cinematography for a single camera series, outstanding casting for a comedy series, outstanding guest actress in a comedy series, which was Jamie Lee Curtis, um, outstanding guest actor in a comedy series, John Bernthal, outstanding sound mixing for a comedy or drama series, outstanding sound editing for a comedy or drama series, outstanding picture editing, outstanding directing, outstanding supporting actress in a comedy series, outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series, and then outstanding lead actor in a comedy series. But when you look at the first season, they've got a lot more wins. I think you're
Yeah.
right that it was with Ted Lasso, they were up against each other. It's been a couple years now, so it's my brain's, like, trying to go back, but I believe you're right because it felt like such a tight race, and that also was when people were pretty upset online that The Bear is in comedy because they don't think it is, because, I mean, it is considered a dark comedy.
Wasn't it also, it's in comedy because of like the time as well? There was like a timing thing. Like
Um,
it has to be within like so many minutes to be considered like drama or comedy or something like that.
let's fact check it.
'Cause I don't remember exactly, but I wanted to say it had something to do with time as well.
It, does include because of the dark comedy as well as the time run fits traditional sitcom lyrics. So it notes on here that it's subtle comedy, things like that. I mean, I there are
I
things I can think
mean,
of that are funny. It's just it's very different if you're comparing it to something like
yeah.
Ted Lasso or Hacks, some of the other categories. But yeah, I remember it was a pretty big controversy online that it was under
Mhm.
cat but Wednesday, I believe, is, also under comedy. And I've only seen 1 season of that, it wasn't my cup of tea, but it is I believe it's entered under comedy too, and it doesn't seem funny to me. So, and
I
that's no shade against the show, just I would look at it as drama. So kinda the same realm of things.
yeah.
But they also one of the things that I was looking at on the submissions, and I don't know if they've done this every year or not, but there was a section on, SNL and submitting the hosts, and last year, they evidently submitted all 20. I can't remember off the top of my head if anybody got the nomination, I'd have to go back and look, but this year, they only did 11 out of 20. And I didn't watch all 20 episodes this year, I just watched a couple of them, but some of the ones left off was, like, Sabrina Carpenter, Alexander Skarsgård was not submitted, Matt
That's a
Damon was not
crime.
submitted. Yeah, Finn Wolfhard, Miles Teller, Glenn Powell, they were all not submitted. Some of the ones submitted were Harry Styles, Ryan Gosling, which, I mean, duh, he's gold on SNL. Connor Story, Ariana Grande, Olivia Rodrigo, Bad Bunny, Coleman Domingo were some of the other ones. So that's interesting that they kind of handpicked. And I mean, granted, I'm sure some were better than others.
Yeah.
I didn't watch all of them, but that was one of the things that Variety pointed out. And I was like, oh man, to not be selected. And then they had some other categories, that had way less submissions. Lead comedy actor was one of them. Apparently, it was the smallest in a while. There were only 43 submitted, which was like Jeremy Allen White, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Adam Brody again for Nobody Wants This. So a lot of the same ones we've been seeing the last couple of years. So that's kind of all who I expect to get the nominations, but
Yeah.
we'll see. It's fun when things do continue to get nominated, but then also it feels like it's the same show every year sometimes.
Yeah. I'm sure people felt that about Succession as well.
I miss Succession being nominated. Like, it was a good show, but then also anytime Kieran Culkin and Jeremy Strong were up against each other and Kieran Culkin would win, Treva and I would either, like, post it online or, like, yell it out to each other, but he's the eldest boy, like, we had to bring back the eldest boy meme every
It's
time, and
true. It's true.
I miss that, but yeah, I people probably 100% felt that way about Succession, because I know there's shows that I don't watch and that, like, I don't know if they're any good or not, so, I can't speak on that, but I get tired of them winning because they're beating my shows, so one of those
Yeah.
things. But I'm excited. It feels like once the Emmys hit, we're on the road for award season, so I'm looking forward
Mhm.
to it.
Okay, speaking of award shows and things that we watch being nominated, we talked about The Bear last week. Obviously, we've talked about it
Mhm.
this week. They dropped a new trailer on Monday.
I know. It's it's crazy that it's the last one. I
It
need a
makes
good
me
recap.
it makes me sad. Like it's such a good show, but like how far can you push a show?
I agree. I don't like when things get drawn out too far, and after season 3, I feel like it was reaching that point. I didn't enjoy season 3 as much. And, I think I could kind of feel it's run its course, and I'd rather a show end early and on a high note than be drug
Mhm.
out so long that there comes a time where you're over it. Because I can think of a couple shows like that, off the top of my head that they probably should have ended and just kept going, and I feel like as much as I have enjoyed The Bear, like, it's run its course, like, it's time to wrap it up.
I think this season I don't know how like I don't want to say like how I feel about it. Like I don't know if it'll be as good as season 1 was.
Yeah.
Again, we're how many seasons in, but from the trailer it looks great.
Mhm. I hope that it'll have a little bit of the magic of season 1 because season 1 I loved. I think I watched it before season 2 came on, I think that was the timing. So I didn't watch it when it first aired, but I liked Jeremy Allen White on Shameless. And then I knew John Bernthal was a guest star on
Mhm.
it. And so I was like, okay, I'll watch. And it's funny because Jeremy's character has a lot of similarities to his character on Shameless. Just not like they're identical, but
Yeah.
it felt like a spin-off of Lip Gallagher because it also took place in Chicago. But I'm hoping that it pulls back some of that, or at least if it's not quite the season one magic, that it just feels like it flows a little more and holds my
Yeah.
interest. But I'm excited. I'm ready to have something to watch again because I feel like, even though, I mean, I guess that's not an accurate statement because we'll get it all in one day. So
Yeah. Binge it.
yeah, probably take me a couple days, but they're quick episodes, so it
Mhm.
usually is relatively a quick watch. But
As
I'm
long as we get
excited.
an episode as long as we get an episode like, is it Fishes?
I think
Forks?
it's fourth.
It's
I think
either
it's, yeah.
I think it's either Fork or Fishes, something like that in season 2 where
hmm
John Bernthal throws the fork and flips the table. It's
Which
such an iconic, like
it really is. He and Jamie Lee Curtis are fantastic in that episode. That hands down, I think, and that's when I was listing off all their awards, it was for that episode.
yeah,
It's man, that is some peak television. And I
so
love
good.
that him throwing the fork has become like a meme. You see it for all, like, I've seen it with F1, I've seen it with, like, book
Mhm.
spoilers and stuff, like, it's so funny, but yeah, I
Someone
hope
doesn't like
there's
your
an
book boyfriend.
yes, chunk it. But, yeah, I hope they have something that feels that iconic again, and, I hope there's some Taylor Swift mentions with Richie, because my
I hope
other
so.
favorite scene is him, like, worn down, like, singing the love song as he's driving away.
Love
I
story.
yes. Yeah, what did I say, love song?
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Elle Kennedy book. My mind, like it's like I could picture him, but yeah, the love story scene,
Mhm.
that's probably my favorite scene on the whole show. And sometimes when I'm in the car and Love Story comes on, I'll crank it up and, like, I have been blasting it once and hit a bump. I didn't fly like Richie, but I mean, it was a good, like, little, like, oomph to that part of the song, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's for you. It's for cousin."
Speaking of Taylor Swift, she seems to be good luck for the Knicks.
Apparently, and I feel like I need to point it out that she's been a Knicks fan for at least 10 years. A lot of the internet
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Why is she there?" Like, we're forgetting the ancient texts. Like, Taylor has been a Knicks
Don't
fan.
cite that magic to me, witch.
Yes,
I
I
was
was
there when it
there when
was
it was
written.
written. That might be our episode title, "Don't Cite the Deep
Yes.
Magic to Me, Witch." But yeah, I loved seeing her, and I don't I hate when people get upset about her attending things because she is a human and is allowed to go to things like the rest of us, and I thought the shirts they had on were hilarious and cute.
They were so good. I love a good pun. Taylor loves
I
a
do
good pun.
too.
Like, and then I'm so sorry. Which sister?
Alana.
Alana, she made the shirt. She screen printed them herself. Like,
I
pop off
didn't realize
queen.
she made them.
Yeah, she screen printed them herself.
Oh, I love that. We love a crafty queen.
It's true. I love a good craft.
Yeah, they're super cute. I loved it, and it was fun
Maybe we'll make
seeing.
them. We'll make them
We
and
need
wear them
to. We need to.
on an episode.
I can make them, and yeah, we can wear them on an episode, and then when I come see you in a couple weeks, we can wear them somewhere. Even though, like, the
It's
NBA
true.
finals will be long over.
Also, not
Hey,
my team, but that's completely fine.
well, and I was about to say, I just said last week I don't pledge allegiance to a team. So I don't know. Maybe this will be me branding myself. I don't know, but they'd be
I'm
super
doing it for
easy to
Taylor,
make.
okay? I'm doing it
Yeah,
for Taylor.
we'll have to think of some other puns too. I think my favorite though was the Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, the Stevie Nicks was good. I've seen people do well, someone had like the Nicole Kidman on there as
hmm
well.
That's
And
probably
then
the one I
people
need.
the Nick Jonas, that one was
hmm
great.
The Nickelback was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved that. She was out a lot this week. I love when we get to see her. 'Cause Toy Story 5 premiered, she went to that. Did you see her getting her VHS tape signed by Tim
Signed by
Allen
Tom
and
Hanks.
Tom Hanks?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was so cute. Could you imagine her calling up her mom and being like, could you go find the Toy Story
Yeah.
VHS?
You have the VHS somewhere? I and then she was holding it like a clutch on the carpet too, like,
Well, like,
that was
that's what I thought. I was like, "Is it a clutch?" And then they were like, "Oh, she signed the VHS." And I was like, "Oh, so it wasn't a clutch. It was, like,
mm-mm.
legit."
No, I thought it was a clutch too, because she had the cloud nails, and I thought it was just I mean, obviously Toy Story, it's very classic. I think we all probably had it on VHS, so I thought it was an accessory too, and then I saw her getting it signed, and I zoomed in and looked at it, I was like, "Nope, that's a VHS."
That's a VHS. Throwback.
Yeah, that was really cute. I loved that, and then, she was also inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame this week too, which was really cool. Did you see, any of her speech at all?
I did not. I seen that she was on the carpet, and that was the last thing I had heard.
Yeah, she did a speech, of course. She thanks her parents. I mean, it made me tear up a little bit. Like it was sweet. She thanks her parents for just how they uprooted their lives from Pennsylvania to move to Nashville for that. And you'll have to look it up. It's really sweet. And both her parents and Austin, her brother, were there. And then Travis's parents came too, which I thought was neat. To have
Oh,
that
that's
kind of
cute.
support too. So, but yeah, big week for our girl Taylor. I
Yes.
love her song for Toy Story 5, by the way. I
It's
don't know.
cute, and
Yeah, it is, it's
it's
cute.
like and it's on every single edit on TikTok, and I'm like, "Listen, I'm
Yes,
here for it.
it
I am
is.
here for it."
I have saved so many. I've seen Off Campus. I've seen several variations of Heated Rivalry. I saw A Summer I Turned Pretty, which
I'm,
that
like,
one
completely in an opposite direction here.
what are you
I'm seeing
seeing
it
it with?
I'm seeing, like, The Swan Princess.
What is the
I'm
Swan
like,
Princess?
"You've never seen The Swan Princess?
No,
With
I don't know what that is.
Odette and Derek?"
Mm-mm.
I'm looking up a photo of this for you.
Okay, because I'm like, I'm like seeing like my TV couples edited to it.
No, no, no. This is The Swan Princess. Is it gonna
I
focus?
have never seen
Sh
that in my life.
she's like she gets, like, it's been a hot minute. She gets, like, turned into a swan, like, after dark, and she's, like, trying to break the curse.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah,
Oh,
the edits I'm getting. So, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm on, like, cartoon,
that's
animation.
funny. But, I mean, it makes, like there's so many things that people can edit to that song,
Mhm.
and you can do a lot of different things that I think they're all really sweet. I've actually kinda contemplated it myself since I've gotten into editing again. But yeah, I really like it. I've also seen people this actually made me cry the other morning while I was having my coffee. Someone said it's the song that plays when you're reunited with your dog over the Rainbow Bridge, and that got me big time.
Oh gosh.
Just and then like you listen to it and it genuinely it can be applied to so many situations. But yeah, I've really liked it. I've listened to it a lot since it came out. But yeah, I love when we get anything with Taylor. I don't think we even mentioned last week that we're big Swifties. Like, I don't know how it didn't come up. I mean, I think we might have said her name, but yes, we're very big Swifties, and that
We
is
are very big Swifties.
that is an important part to mention of our personalities. We have Taylor
You've
tattoos. Um,
you've got 1? 1 or 2?
I have 2
I have
now.
3 now.
Yeah. I've got the paper airplane, which is for
Mhm.
1989. I got that when I went to see Harry Styles on Love on Tour because Out of the Woods is 100% a Harry Styles reference. Like, you can't tell me it's not. But so I did it while seeing Harry because that's my favorite album of hers. And then I have Long Live. You have your Snake, Dear
Yeah, for
Reader,
Reputation.
and Afterglow, right?
Mhm. Yep.
See? I can identify your
See?
tattoos if something happens to
See?
you.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I
Maybe
got
not all of them.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think the last time I was with you, I got The Snake for Reputation because that's my favorite album, and
Mhm.
then, oh, a year before that, I wanna say?
And yeah, because when
I
you got your snake, I got my Throne of Glass tattoo.
Yeah. So I think it was, like, a year before that, I got, Afterglow because that's one of my favorite songs, and then Dear Reader, and then I got my heart that she had signed on my Midnights album.
Mhm. Yeah, they're special. I'm glad that we had talked about it for a little bit. There's still others I think I would do. I still want something for You're on Your Own Kid, which is one of my favorite
Mhm.
songs. I just don't know what I want. I keep thinking of just the acronym, so, just the letters, so it's a little more because most of my tattoos are pretty subtle, unless, like, what
I
it
can't
is.
I I can't relate.
Yeah, yours and there's nothing wrong with that. I just really like minimalist ones for me, but I love big, colorful stuff on other people. But I'll think about it. I don't know. I've got ideas of things I want. It's more of at this point I don't know where I would put them. Like, no, I only have 5, but I just don't know about placement. So, but Taylor probably will get done again at some point. So also in the realm of what we've done this week, kind of in it's a new show that's come out every year after. Um, Treva and I dove into, so we have not read the book.
No.
We pretty much went in blind. All I knew was it was another Prime show coming out had a summer vibe, and that was it. And we decided to take a peek at it. I have finished it now.
I finished it,
You
yes.
did finish it? Okay.
I did. I
What did
finished it
you
and I took a nap. Nobody tell John Bernthal.
Oh my gosh. For those who are not chronically online, John Bernthal hates naps and makes it very clear that he hates
He
naps.
admitted it the other day. He needed one, so
Yeah, look at that. It crept up on him
it's
because
true.
everybody needs a nap.
Broadway is no joke. He
It
learned the
fine
hard way.
Yes, it finally released that part of him that knows he needs a nap. But, I liked Every Year After. It was not my favorite show that I've watched ever, because I feel like Prime has done kind of a thing the last couple of years with releasing kinda summer-like shows. Last year, We Were Liars aired. I really liked that, and I plan to read the books. You probably would like that too. It's kind of a mystery show. It has Joseph Zada, who's gonna play Haymitch. You'd recognize most of the cast, but I'm talking like you haven't seen it. You haven't seen that, right?
I have not. I have
Okay.
not.
I was
No.
like, I don't I was
Let
talking to
me
you
give
like
you the blank stare.
I was like, "Wait, what if she has seen this and I'm going off on a
No, I
tangent?"
have not.
Okay, I didn't think you had, but that aired last year and it'll come back, and so I have all the books and plan to read them, but it was a that I think I watched in, like, 2 days. I just devoured it. Then obviously the summer I turned pretty, last couple of years, so that was all we knew
Yeah.
was it had a summer vibe, and we'll tune in, but I did like it. Did What did you think of the ending?
Well, it was spoiled for the whole synopsis, a spoiler for anybody going ahead. It was spoiled for me on TikTok.
Okay.
Um I had texted Allie and asked if she was going to watch it as well, and she said that she had read the book and she hated it.
Mhm.
And then she did not read the second book cuz I guess there's two
Which
books.
yeah, and it's a very loose sequel. It follows just Charlie and it's not like a true sequel. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
a standalone technically.
But she did not read the second book, and, I was like, "Okay, whatever," and then I got on TikTok, and they spoiled it for me, and I was like, "Okay, great, thank
Man,
you for." So again, spoiler, anybody that doesn't want anything, skip forward. So I had known that she cheated going into it. I did not know who she cheated with when I went
but
into it.
is it really cheating if they were broken up? Because that was
Uh
something that it does point out that they were broke up because he broke up with her over an
I
email.
is this like a Ross Rachel situation when
I
they
don't
were on a
know.
break?
I don't know
Because for
because
me, I couldn't do that. If someone's breaking up with me over an email,
Mhm.
you're breaking up every 5 seconds. You're getting back together. He can't decide what he
Yes.
wants. He breaks up with
Mhm.
you, and then you fuck his brother.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not getting back together with you. Like,
yeah,
I don't
no,
care how much time has passed. No, absolutely not.
I think that was the biggest thing because yeah, like, I could see the argument of they were broken up, like, do what you
Still, and
want,
that's fine.
but
Like, if
it was his brother. Like, that's the part that I was stuck on, but, they spend the whole and I don't know how it is in the book, so, like, I can't
I don't
I
either.
can't say that it's portrayed any different in the book, but
From what Allie's told me, they kind of gloss over it in the book,
okay.
which is technically, I guess, what they did anyways
Mhm.
for
A little
most of the
bit,
season.
but they spend the whole show acting like Percy's a villain, and I'm not saying, like, what she did was okay or not, but Sam also wasn't a good boyfriend, and I'm not saying that condones Percy's actions, but I think it's Delilah points out I think she calls him the king of ghosting or something like that, and, I mean, it's true, and, I mean, they were young, they were teenagers, so
Yeah,
all kinds of things go on, but I did notice that by the end, it felt like Percy was set up to kinda be the villain, but Sam had issues too.
exactly.
So, it was kinda hard to root for people. Like, I felt like, I actually ended up liking Delilah, which
I
surprised
did
me
at the
at
end,
the
at the
end.
beginning, like, she seemed like she was a terrible friend at the
Yes.
start of it,
Uh-huh.
and
But
I
then in the
don't
something about her just
like,
I think sh
shifted.
yeah, I think she became a little more real because when we first met her, she was basically like the Stepford wife of Barry's Bay, and
Mhm.
like, "I'm better than you," and all that, and then, like, the truth started to come out, and then you see in the flashbacks, especially whenever you find out she got pregnant when they were teenagers and
Mhm.
Percy wasn't really there for her, so it was like she's not the terrible friend we've led her to believe that or we've been led to believe, sorry. So, I don't know, I did end up liking her, and I ended up liking Charlie, which I had kinda gone back and forth on the whole show.
My question is, what's with the random picture?
I I wondered if their mom took it,
That's what I thought
and,
too,
well,
or s
that's
like,
yeah. I thought Charlie was gonna pull it off the wall and see, like
that's what I wanted him to do. I wanted
but
him to take it
maybe
off
he
and
was going
look.
to, and then apparently he has a heart attack at
I don't Is it a
30.
heart attack or
It was
is
a
he having
panic
a panic
attack. I
attack?
don't know. It's gotta be a panic attack, but they made a point to note that their dad had a heart attack young, and Charlie is probably 30, 31. If I've done them like, kinda guess their ages right. I think he's 3 years older than them. So, I don't know, but I think the picture will come up because I haven't read if it's renewed or not, but I bet the picture will resurface at some point. Because yeah, I wondered if it was their mom.
That's what I thought too, because he said he bought it and,
Mhm. Yeah,
or
because
his wife
who
bought it.
yeah, because who would have been taking a picture like that? Or is it just a
Yeah,
coincidence? I don't know. So I mean, assuming it gets renewed, I'll watch it. It had a good soundtrack. Um,
it did. I
I
enjoyed some of the songs.
I loved them playing Dolly. Um,
You got some Harry Styles in there?
Harry Styles, I was gonna say Fine Line. There was I died when they played Jealous by Nick Jonas at the bar in the New Year's.
Cool for the summer. That's been stuck on my head the rest of the
Yes.
day.
Cake by the Ocean.
Mhm.
So yeah, it had a good soundtrack. Prime, like, their shows have killer soundtracks. The Summer I Turned Pretty did, Off
Oh,
Campus. I can't remember if The Boys had good music because 'cause I'm too focused on the gore. This had a good soundtrack. We Were Liars had a good soundtrack. Like, they nail their music. So I love that. I need to see if there's a playlist for this one.
it definitely had a great soundtrack. I
Yeah,
agree.
it was a fun watch. But I've got some stuff to catch up on now because that I devoted my, like, evening time to trying to get that done. I don't know that I'll read the books, which usually I like to. I like to read the source material, but I'm not sure if I'll read this or not. Just right now, once I finish what I'm reading right now, which I'm on book 5 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. Once I finish those, I'm gonna try to reread the Odyssey, and then I have a new book in July, and then it'll be getting time to start ACOTAR reread, which, we'll
Mhm.
talk about later, if maybe something we might share with people who listen, kind of a breakdown maybe of a reread schedule and talk about a little as we get to that new release, but, we'll see what's to come, but, yeah, I don't know if that'll be on my read list or not.
I don't think I'm gonna read those.
It's one that I feel like I'm just okay being along for the ride with TV.
Mhm.
You know, I do like to read stuff when it's adapted, but sometimes I just like hanging out for the TV, and that's fine. Um, and I think this is one I'm probably like that with. So, speaking of TV, kind of as we're wrapping up, we had some off-campus pictures finally for
Mhm.
season 2 filming.
Mhm.
Not much though. Just some pictures of Mika and Steven filming something. I cannot tell from the pictures. It looks like maybe they're outside a bar. Um, they're not wearing what they're wearing at the end of season 1, so I'm assuming it's later on, but I don't know. I There's been speculation, we were talking earlier about maybe a scene from the book, the score with them, but I don't know because I feel like so much of their relationship's gonna change since they had her sleep with Hunter. So I don't know. Like, I feel like, we were talking about going to shows blind. I kind of feel like we're going in blind a little bit here with that storyline change.
It's true because we aren't following Logan and Grace.
Mm-mm.
Like, I'm assuming we're gonna get them in some capacity in this since we have our
Yeah.
Grace,
Mhm.
but it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do. That was a long pause. It'll be interesting to see what they're going to do, especially since the Hannah and Garrett, their storyline's kind of over, but they're still gonna like be there. And then on
Mhm.
top of that, you have Grace and John and Logan, and then
Mhm.
obviously the main cast is going to be Dean and Allie. And it'll be interesting to see if we get a Sabrina this season too, because in at least in the book we know about Sabrina,
Mhm.
so I'll
Yeah,
be interested to see if she plays a role in this, and if we see her at all in any capacity with either her or Tucker or her
I
just in
know.
general.
I think they've got it, I mean, I'm very loyal to the books, all of that, but I feel like the way they're introducing things on the show, they've got a good flow with the writing and the story building and all that. So I do trust that they'll execute pretty good for TV. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't, because you don't want to introduce too much, but at the same time, some of these things are necessary together. Like, we first meet Sabrina in The Mistake. She is at a party that Bo is hosting that Logan goes to. And so that's the first we get of Sabrina. And then, she's in Dean's book quite a bit because they're, you know, pre law nemesis.
Mhm.
And then, obviously Tucker's book. And so I don't know, but also with them aging Tucker down, I'm assuming Sabrina will be the same age as him, so she wouldn't be in the same classes as Dean. So I don't know if they'll have, or maybe they'll make her older. I don't know, but I'm picturing probably it'll mainly focus on Dean and Allie, and they'll start introducing Grace and Logan like they did with Dean and Allie in season 1. But depending when and this isn't even a spoiler because the books have been out for years, but Bo dies. Like, I'm sorry if you have not read the books.
He dies. Goodbye.
He dies, goodbye, and it's terrible, and no matter how many times I've read them, I still get upset, but it's awful because you read it once in Dean's point of view, and then you gotta read it
And then
again in Tucker's.
you had to read it in my point of view.
Yes! So it's like, yeah, it's a lot. So, I was stressed when I saw Bo in the car in season 1. I was like, "There's no way," and
They
then
keep
but it
posting pictures. Colby does, and I'm like, get out of the
yeah,
car.
you need to get out of the car and just don't go in the car. So, but his death, takes a toll obviously like on Sabrina as well because even though they're not dating anymore by that point, like she still cared a lot about him. So,
Mhm.
I don't know when that's going to happen, or if they'll just erase that, her and Bo had anything together. I don't know. It depends how quickly but Bo's death is such a big part of Dean's story that
Mhm.
I feel like it's got to be season 2. Plus, it happens in the winter and, 'cause they hit his dad's driving, and it seems like an animal runs out in front of him. It's funny, like, as many times I'm like, "It traumatizes me." Like, I can't remember, but anyway, they hit a tree, and there's ice, and so, if I'm recalling right, they said each season is a semester, is how they're laying out the show, so we would be going into the spring semester, which starts in January, so, I don't know, a lot of people think that it'll happen, and then that's what'll bring Dean and Allie back together, maybe on the show. But I don't know.
I don't
I'm really,
know.
really curious. Sorry, that was a long tangent, but I don't I'm
She's very
curious.
passionate about Bo.
I the I do like Bo. The funniest thing regarding Bo is I got Treva to read them last year,
Yeah.
and she asked me, I think it was during The Mistake, which is book 2, "Hey, is there a spinoff about the football team and Bo?"
I
And I'm like,
literally was like, they keep
"Um,
mentioning Bo so much. I was like, does he get his own book? Shelby's like, no. And I was like, oh, why? Well, just kidding. Now I
yeah."
know.
And I don't remember what I said. Like, I found some way to play it off, and then I texted one of my friend that introduced me to them. I was like, "My friend Treva's reading them, and she asked why Bo doesn't have a book."
My bad, Alan. My bad.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's funny how many people have probably watched the show and don't know. And Bo is much more present on the show than he is in the books.
Hmm.
And he was really likable on the show too. Like he's likable in the books too, but you get to see more of him and Dean's friendship. And so I mean, it's gonna be a gut punch unless they change it and he doesn't die, which maybe, but, I don't know, and something else I've wondered if they'll introduce since they brought in Hunter so early is if Summer might show up. Um,
I, I don't know.
but again, like, I feel like we can't put too many people at one time, so I don't know.
I mean, you're still trying to learn these characters, and then you're like,
Yeah.
you're bringing in a couple like extras. Like each season, you're getting like a couple more. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, you don't wanna overdo it, and, so we'll see, because I think if they wanna go into Briarview and stuff, they will kinda, which, I mean, they are a little bit by bringing in Hunter, but, because Hunter comes in the score, which I guess if season 2 is gonna be about the score, it makes a little bit of sense. They've just really changed their dynamic, which makes me sad because I do like, Dean mentoring him in the book, but I honestly, like, I think what they've done is so juicy. Like, with him sleeping with Allie, with Dean not liking him, like, I think it is juicy, so, I'm down for it, but I'm excited to see where things go, so
we will just have to wait and see what more comes from it, and see what more
mhm,
pictures drop.
yeah. I forget how long they're filming, but we've got a couple months, so, I like seeing set pictures, it's a lot of fun, and then sometimes, depending on the project, you don't get any set pictures, it's, like,
Yeah.
locked down, and I feel like that's how Heated Rivalry is gonna be. I think they start filming in August. I feel like we're not gonna see anything, and I'm like, "Just give me a crumb. Just give me a little something. Please, sir, can I have some more?" So, well, that's about all we've got time for. Do you wanna play our wheel game before we wrap up?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So we talked about this before we got on, what we wanna do our wheel on today, and we decided on the bear, which we did
Mhm.
off campus last week, which generated some fun. I can't, like, look at Grace, like, anything about Grace without, you're we're not your Grace, because 'cause we're
We're
not.
not the Grace for you, okay? We're not the Grace.
No. No. I love Logan, but no. Okay, we are gonna spin. I hope we get a different one this week.
I hope so.
Okay, let's see. Oh, you're gonna like this.
Oh,
So
okay.
no, you'll see why in a second, why I was like, "Oh my god."
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
just a reminder what the wheel game is for people, we spin a wheel and it gives us different questions or things, and we'll answer based off of a topic that we talked about today. We'll pick a character or an actor from it. So we're gonna do the bear. So, who from the bear would be most likely to survive the Hunger Games?
I don't know. Ooh, that one's so hard. I'm gonna
I
need like
think
20 minutes to think about this.
because everybody's got, like, a different skill, that I feel like we could argue
Yeah.
would be useful, but my first thought, though, was Mikey.
I mean, I feel like Mikey could definitely do it, but is he alive in this scenario?
Yes, yes, he'll be alive in this scenario.
Okay. Well, yeah, I feel like it would be Mikey then. If I had to pick somebody unexpected to win, fuck it. I'm going sugar.
Sugar? Yeah, I can kind of
Yeah.
see it. I feel
I
like
feel like she would play them so hard.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, I feel like she would be kind of like, like PETA in the interviews. Like, I feel like she could charm them, and like you just wouldn't expect some of that stuff from her. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Sugar's a good like unexpected.
I feel like she could definitely do it.
Carmi's like too explosive. Like, I feel like he'd get himself killed.
I feel like he would get anxiety. His anxiety would stop him from doing
Yeah.
anything, to be honest.
I just don't think he'd be as successful. He could probably find things to like eat and survive. Like he'd have those skills, but I don't. But yeah, I think honestly, Sugar's probably the best because with Mikey, my first thought was like the brawn. And I'm thinking about
He
him.
would definitely be a career.
Yeah, he'd be a career. He'd probably have a trident because it's similar to a fork. And that's like where my mind was going.
Well, we know he's from District 4 now.
Yeah. So we've given his district now. He's in 4. He'll be a career. He's gonna win. So yeah, as soon as I saw Hunger Games, I was like, oh yeah, she's gonna love this. But I think between them, Sugar's a good answer.
Sugar. What a queen.
When it airs, now I'll think about her being the Hunger Games victor.
Well, if you get a flashback of Mikey, just give him a trident.
If I could draw, I would make us fan art of him with the trident.
I can't. Next Comic-Con, take that into John Bernthal. Have him sign it.
I was already nervous to meet him the first time. I don't know that I could show up with that. Which, by the way, I feel like it is worth noting. He is super nice. He looks intimidating.
So nice.
He's a sweetheart. But yeah, that would be
He
funny.
looks intimidating. He is literally like the biggest teddy bear.
Yeah, I was nervous to meet him, and then it was fine.
I met him twice. So
I feel like we do need to wrap up, but on the note of Comic-Con and Daredevil, I feel like we need to tell the Vanessa story real quick.
What was this? Was this like 4 years ago now?
No, it was 2023.
I'm gonna go find the photo.
Okay. I believe it was 2023. Because
2023.
Treva and I met up a lot that year. We had the Eras tour, and then we went to 2 different Comic-Cons and Disneyland for May the 4th. So that was an awesome year because we don't normally get to see each other that much. Obviously, travel's expensive, but that was a great year.
I don't know how we did it that year. Like,
I don't.
It was like wasn't it like every 4 weeks?
It was.
Like somebody was going somewhere to see each other.
Because it started in March with the Eras tour, and then we wrapped up in July. Because we went to 2 different Comic-Cons in June and July, and because there were a lot of people that we wanted to meet, and so Treva came in, and we went to Fan Expo, and a lot of the Daredevil cast was there, and we saw some people dressed as Wilson Fisk and like the white suit, and
you have to remember we were leaving.
Yeah, so we were leaving, and we saw a bunch, and so he never actually says this on the show, but it became a meme online.
It was a Mandela effect, I swear to God.
I think it was a Mandela effect too. So it's, you embarrassed me in front of Vanessa, and people will put it with like, there's a picture of a suit in a store.
Yeah, it's like a mannequin.
It's a mannequin, and it looks like Fisk. And so we were wrapped up for the day. We had met Hayden Christensen, which made my freaking year. Hugging, like, oh my God. But anyway, so we met him, Charlie Cox, John Bernthal, and I think that was it that day. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So we're leaving. So a lot of people have cosplayed Daredevil characters, and we're leaving, and we're going through the streets of Dallas. And we saw a Fisk on the road, and we said it in the car. I think Treva goes, "You embarrassed me in front of Vanessa." And like, I, honest to God, do not ever yell at people, but I wish we had rolled down the window and yelled that at this guy, because like, and we randomly will bring it up even to this day, like the regret we feel over not yelling that at that cosplayer. And he looked great.
He looked great.
Yeah, and then I don't know that we saw any the next day, and I don't know that I would have done it in person either, like, because we would have been in the car, But then again, it is fun when people do say stuff to you. Like when we were Steve and Dustin one year at a Comic-Con, we had people yelling stuff at us, like if we'd found Dart. Somebody called me the world's best babysitter. I was Steve. So it is fun to interact. But yeah, talking about meeting John Bernthal, I was like, we've gotta quickly tell the Comic-Con story. So
You
but we'll be
embarrassed
back.
me.
You embarrassed me in front of Vanessa. Which yeah, 100% a Mandala effect. But so we'll be back for our next episode and kind of go over what's happened that week. And I'm getting ready to rewatch Ted Lasso, so may touch on that. Maybe I can convince Treva to do it again with me.
Ugh, you don't
But
have to convince. I'm there.
so, but yes, we're excited, and today was a lot of fun. Had a little more structure for us. So, but until next time,
Bye.
bye.